Hi, this is Tarot Off the Cuff, and my name is Kevin Quigley. Janis Garan comes to the tarot from a career in information technology. She believes in personal empowerment and clear vision. She also is the creator of the Tarot Salon Detroit, which gives tarot readers a venue to come together, share their skills and stories, in addition to giving her an excuse to bake lots of cookies for large groups of people.
Well, hi everyone. This is Janis Garan for Tarot Off the Cuff. Today we're going to be using Tarot of the Zirkus Magi. This deck, I happen to have a first edition, yay, excited about that, is by a man named Douglas Thornsjoe, and his company is called tarotbyducksoup.com, which we will put in the links below. I am using this deck, and I do use it for clients. Again, because it's a limited edition deck, I do not have other people touch this thing because I've learned my lesson. But I will use it for readings, especially when I feel like people's lives are kind of crazy. Anytime I feel like there's a circus going on, and sometimes life can be a circus, I really appreciate this deck. Moving forward, so here we have the three rings of like a three-ring circus. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up the deck off screen. Again, anytime I have a limited edition deck, I don't like rifle it like I would a normal deck. I actually will hold it kind of sideways and let the cards kind of gently fall into each other. If you've watched me before in Tarot Off the Cuff, you know that I like to kind of shuffle 3 times and then divide the deck into 2 piles. But again, if you've seen me speak before, find whatever works for you. There's no hard and fast rules according to me. All right, shuffle number 2, one more shuffle and we'll be ready to go. As the universe, the tarot universe falls into place. All right, for you, let's see what we need to be talking about. Card off the top of the deck. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here we have the 4 of Rings, Dominion. This dude is not going anywhere. He's stable. The 4 as a number, generally speaking, is a stable number. 4 legs on a chair is what I like to think of, 4 corners of a building. Dominion. This dude is like almost literally kind of large and in charge, and there he has like 2 pies on his lap. Each of the cards in this deck, by the way, are based on, I believe, either kind of real photos or stories from actual historical circuses. You know what this kind of reminds me of? This actually reminds me of working events. It reminds me of sitting there and working kind of all-night high school parties. Of course, there's no table in front of him, but it looks like he's brought his snacks with him. And that is actually something I do when I go to events. So I think what I'd like to talk about here is, and I don't know if you can see it in the background, but he's on a boardwalk. It's a literal boardwalk. In the background, we have food vendors. There's hot dogs, hamburgers, French fries, steak, and sausage. And so anybody who's ever been to a circus, ever been to a fair, this is the place where we go and get, all the yummy fried goodness. Why this is reminding me of events that I work, I'm not totally sure, except I know that I need to go and do what I do what I'm good at. I need to be a stable presence. I need to kind of own or kind of, dominate my work. Usually at events, people are sometimes surprised to see tarot readers, so it's not like they know who we are or what we do. We have to know what we're offering, and we kind of have to own it. We have to be large and in charge. You never know who's going to come up to you at an event, and you never know what they're going to ask at an event, because events are generally in the general public, right? So For private readings, people often will seek me out. So they're looking for a reader. They may have seen my website. They know this is somebody who works with tarot or cards or Lenormand or does mediumship. They know what they're signing up for. At an event, a corporate party, all-night high school party, oh, look at that reader. Let's get in line and see what happens. They have no idea what to expect. So the reader is the one who has to own their craft and be good at it and know how this is supposed to work. So one thing I think I want to delve into, because if you are interested in being a reader, if you're watching this because you are a reader, you want to be a reader, you want to see what other readers say about reading, the thing I think I'd like to talk about, which I promised I'd talk about in a past reading, is being prepared almost for anything during a reading. When you're sitting on the boardwalk or whatever, I realize he's probably just taking a break. He's probably the fat man in the sideshow, and he's taking a break, and he's bulking back up for the rest of his performance. Let me talk about performance for a minute. So even though I work events and I am a performer in theory, I absolutely believe in tarot cards. I believe that I am giving information for the person who sits across from me for their highest and best good. Whether they are taking it seriously or not is not I don't mean it's not my business, but it's not so much my concern. As a business coach of mine once told me, it is not my job to convince or convert people. If somebody sits in front of me, I hold dominion over my space. I do what I do. I deliver the message that I deliver. And it's up to them, honestly, with how they take it. Ha ha ha, she was probably just joking. Honestly, the things I say during a reading, I'm not just joking. What else? People sometimes will sit down and be like, oh, I don't even believe in any of this. They'll literally say that to the reader, and that's okay. It's not my job to convince them or convert them. They sat in front of me. They don't need to believe it. That's okay. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And so I apply my craft. How does a reader prepare for events? This isn't necessarily an event, but how do you prepare to dominate your event or do what you need to do? Arrive prepared. So very simply, know how to get there, know where you're going, leave plenty of time to get there if you are working an event, for example. And I've worked many events. So now actually I work at a shop and I work, at my home, and I also work events. So I actually have a bag packed for the shop that I work with that has my decks, my table covers, like everything I need for that environment. I have my work bag. At home, I have my setup here so that when I am doing video readings, I have a candle, I have incense, I have some Kleenex, I have my decks that I read from at home right like there on the side table. I'd show you, but the rest of the room is such a mess. I'm not going to do it. Don't dare me. Okay. And then for agency events where I may have to travel an hour or more, I actually have a suitcase packed. And it's a wheeling suitcase. When I was a little younger, I would be able to pick up a bag with all this stuff in it. Now I find it's easier on my aging body to have a wheeling suitcase. So what is in a tarot professional's bag? It kind of depends, but number one, your deck. You can do readings. Actually, you can probably do readings without decks, but if you are somewhere billing yourself as a tarot reader, you need a tarot deck. Have a deck with you. You may want to have a deck in your car just in case. Just in case. I actually do have one in my car, mostly because I love the tarot and you never know when you're going to need a deck. Again, you never know. have a deck in your car. The minimum you need to work an event is a deck. You also need to look professional, by the way, especially even if you're only representing yourself, if you got the event yourself, but if you are working for an agency, be a professional. Find out what kind of an event it is. Is it a young child's birthday party? Is it a formal dress up party? If you get a contract from an agent, they will tell you, what type of event it is. If they don't, ask, and dress accordingly. You are a tarot professional, unless you don't want to be, and then don't. But if you're going to do it, dominate it. Be professional. Dress for the event, dress for the location. I have worked inside. I've worked outside in the winter, in the Michigan winter. Be prepared kind of for anything. Be prepared for rain. Be prepared for weather. Be prepared for potentially being a little uncomfortable. So minimally, you need a deck. I always take a table cover, even when I go to the shop I work at. It's not because they have bad tables or ugly tables, but it's me dominating my environment. It's me knowing what to expect no matter where I go or where I show up to. I pull out my same table cover. You could switch it up. I actually have a velvet table cover. It washes up perfectly. I had my last piece of velvet for like 5 years and then decided, you know what, I want a different color. You might want to just buy big long yards of fabric. My velvet was like 6 yards long. It covered round tables. It covered small tables. It covered those big, what would you call it? Like professional catering tables that you would see at weddings. It covered everything. So deck, table cover, timer. Very important to keep track of time. If your agent says, we have 200 people, you're here for 4 hours, I need you doing 5-minute readings, set your timer. And not everybody wants to work in those environments, and that's okay. You do have choices about where you work. You may have to ask, again, if you have your own events, take your own marketing, take signage that people can see. Who is that? What she's doing? Janis Garan, tarot reader, for example. Take business cards if you have them. If you can, put up an email sign-up sheet. If you are working an event through an agency, they may or may not allow you to hand out your own stuff. Be professional, have integrity, and follow the rules. It's the right thing to do. So even if I'm at an event that I'm sent to on an agency, undoubtedly somebody will say like, can I reach you? Can I just reach you? Can I just call you? You know what? As much as like my pocketbook would love to say, yeah, here's my number. No, I'm here tonight through an agency. Here's the card they've given me. My name is Janis. Give them a call. I know they'll be happy to connect you with me. Be honorable, right? All right, what else do you need? I talked about the weather. So let me talk for a moment about your comfort. You're going to need, perhaps, I carry one with me, a pillow behind your back. You never know what kind of chair you are going to get. Oh my God, I've had to sit on and against all kinds of things. Some are so far back that I'm like sliding down. It's horrible. So beware of your comfort, be aware of your comfort. You may need a pillow behind your back. You may want to take a sweater. You may want to have an umbrella. Check the weather. You may need a shawl. I actually, speaking of comfort, I will take like throat spray. It's in my bag in case I need it. I'll take a mirror periodically, between clients. I'll glance at myself, make sure there's nothing between my teeth. I'm sorry to be gross, in my nose, make sure my lipstick's still on, whatever. I will have lip gloss with me because if you are working a long-term event with reading after reading, you want to be comfortable and you want to look good. You want to look professional. All right. Another thing, you should and you will be able to take breaks. I have never had an agency event where they said, you may not get out of your chair. Agents understand that you're working hard. Certain agents appreciate you more than others, but you deserve a break. Pack a quick snack, pack a bottle of water. At almost every event I've attended, somebody will say, can I get you something? And I will say, if you have water, I would love it. That way, the water I have in my bag can be for emergency in case I run out. What else? For your comfort, but for the people you're reading for, you may want to have a box of Kleenex. People can get emotional, whether they believe in readings or not, whether they believe in what you're saying. Take Kleenex. You may need them. They may need them. And finally, I don't know if I mentioned tip jar. Some events do not allow it. Again, check and see. Decor can look like anything you would like. Keep it mystical. Keep it fairly light, packable. You might want to take fake candles, set an atmosphere. Fake candles are really good. Any kind of crystals are good. What else have I seen on? I've seen lanterns, various forms of light. I've seen ceramic like fake palms. I've seen, a ceramic head that looks like, a reader. Anything that you feel looks tarot-like and appropriate for the event. Oh, one very easy way to dress up a table is to have some sort of a fancy scarf that you throw on the table, something shiny, something glittery, a tapestry with stars on it, the constellation, palm, lines on the palm of the hand, something mystical. So I'm going to wrap it up there. That is how you can dominate events when you're working on the boardwalk. And I wish you the best. Thank you for tuning into Tarot Off the Cuff. This has been Janis Garan. Tarot on, everybody.
Hey, this is Kevin.
Hi, this is Nooch.
Thanks for watching.
If you like what you saw, please hit a thumbs up and subscribe. You'll know when new ones are coming. And share with your friends.
We'll see you soon.